It is Finance Friday. Let's say good morning to First Ontario's Dave Schurman, back to answer more viewer questions. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Bob.
Good to see you. All right, question number one from Donna. Donna asks, Dave, I understand that if you take Canada Pension at your earliest date, you break even after 5 years, meaning you recover the loss of taking it early versus waiting. Is that true?
Well, Donna, thanks very much for looking at that. Many people do make the mistake of when to take Canada Pension, and the actual answer to your question is the opposite. It's better to wait to take Canada Pension rather than early. You can't make it up early because you're getting a reduced amount. Now, let me give you an example. A Canada Pension benefit is determined at age 65. So the maximum benefit you would get today at Canada Pension, if you max it out, would be about $14,400. If you took Canada Pension early, and you can't take it as early as age 60, your benefit is reduced to about $9,000. So although you'd get $45,000 annually between 60 and 65, if you waited and started at age 65, by the time, as long as you lived and kept drawing, as long as you lived to between age 72 and 73, you would have recovered everything you didn't get between 60 and 65, and now you're up $5,000 a year plus indexed inflation, the indexed amount, because it is indexed to inflation. So again, as long as you're in good health and you live to 72 or 73, it's better to wait. And in fact, if you wait to age 70, the maximum pension you would get at age 70 is from Canada Pension is over $20,000. So better to wait as long as you can afford it and you're in good health.
Yeah, there's some incentive if you can. All right, Brad, also from Hamilton, has a question about investing to buy a house. He says, Dave, we have a little over $500,000 in the bank, earning 1.5%. We plan on buying a house in the next 1 or 2 years with that money. Do you feel we should be investing in something else, knowing that we may need to pull it out in a short amount of time to purchase the house?
Well, Brad, again, another common question, and I know 1.5% on a fixed investment's not very much compared to what we used to get years ago. But if you know the date and it's in the near future that you're going to need that money, you want to make sure your principal is guaranteed. And all the investments like mutual funds, stocks, and things like that, over the long term will give you a higher return. You don't know exactly what your principal is going to be worth at the time you're going to need it, if you need it in the short term. So you're better off to keep it, in that short-term investment, Brad. An idea you might have, if you haven't done it already, is max out your tax-free savings accounts, both you and your wife or partner. You can have up to $75,500 each in tax-free savings, and at least that 1.5% would be tax-free until the time that you're going to need it. So that's an idea if you haven't done it already.
Okay, and finally, David from Welland has a question about home buying costs. He asks, when you buy or sell a house, who pays the HST, transfer taxes, the real estate commission, legal fees, and other costs associated with the transaction?
Well, great question, Dave. And I do have a chart, if the producers can throw it up there, and it shows the costs of buying a house. Now, if you're selling a house, the only real cost you have is the real estate commission. So the seller pays the real estate commission and small legal fee to transfer. But the big costs are with the buyer. So again, you're going to want probably a home inspection to make sure everything's good with the house, an appraisal, property survey. Title insurance. Now, survey, if the property's changed hands a few times, you may not need one. But if there's a fence or other structures, you might want to find out exactly where those property lines are. Land transfer tax is a big one. The buyer's got to pay that. You have no choice. And in Welland, based on a $500,000 house, you're going to pay about $6,000. HST is huge, but it's generally included in the purchase price, and it's only new homes only. So it's not very often that that's going to be in addition. It's usually included. So there's other costs there as well. Adjustments are if the seller has prepaid taxes or other expenses that the buyer, when he's in the house, will benefit from. You've got to adjust that and pay the seller. Other than that, your legal fees. A big one, if you're getting a mortgage, and you don't have 20% down payment, is mortgage default insurance. So that's CMHC or Canada Guarantee or Sagan. And the less your down payment, the more you're going to have to pay in mortgage default insurance. Good news is you can add that onto your mortgage. Bad news is it's still your expense, and you got to pay it. So.
Okay, thanks for that question, David. If you have a financial question or topic you want covered by Dave, you can email your questions to financefriday@firstontario.com or get in touch through Twitter at finance_Friday. And if your question or topic is covered on air, you'll win a gift card from a local business in your community. Hey, before we go, I know you got a special shout out, Dave.
Yeah, this is my dad, Leighton Schurman, Summerside PEI. He's watching today. He's never misses Finance Friday, an avid CHCH viewer. But he turns 90 this weekend. I haven't seen him for about a year and a half due to COVID, unfortunately. so I'm not going to be able to be there with him on his birthday. Luckily, I've got brothers and sisters in PEI that will be there. But I know Father's Day is coming up as well. He's, my best friend and mentor, and I've learned a lot from him. Love him to death, and just want to wish him a happy 90th birthday. I sure wish I was there.
Oh, and a big happy birthday from Morning Live.
Yeah. How nice.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Dave.
All right, Bob. And Annette,
Patios are opening here, but we'd love to be on a patio in PEI too.
Yeah,
Celebrating
absolutely.
your dad's birthday.
Someday we'll get there.
Yeah.
If I had $1 million, well, I'd buy you a house